Wait a minute now. I am incredibly confused this morning. I thought deacons at Woke United Methodist encouraged the mixture of professional sports and politics. For the longest time, us normal people, we were against it. We viewed sports as an escape from everyday life. We weren't watching the NBA for passionate lectures on mythical racism. When players lifted their hands in the NBA, normal people assumed it was for defense or blocking a shot. We weren't watching for shot blockers to raise their hands and say, "Hands up, don't shoot." Unfortunately, though, we are well past the point of stopping politics from infecting sports, which is why this story is so confusing. For 7 years, the mainstream media, they have praised athletes who were brave enough to use their platform to preach the good word and spread the woke faith. The media turned Colin Kaepernick into a deity. For the longest time, he was one of the primary objects of worship. This dude was well on his way to unemployment. His NFL career over. But thanks to his pretend friends in the mainstream media, Colin Kaepernick was able to build a multi-million-dollar career in the field of mythical racism. Megan Rapinoe was able to live out her favorite song from 2004 when the media made her a celebrity overnight. The aspiring prepubescent boy was completely unknown. For over a decade, she was jogging up and down the soccer field, missing free kicks into a goal without a goalie. No one was paying attention. Even her future wife, the Sue Bird, was unaware of the existence of the Megster. All of a sudden, Megan Rapinoe is inspired by Colin Kaepernick. She completely steals his strategy, begins kneeling for the national anthem. She's universally praised by the media. ESPN is so enamored by her acts of shit fuckery, they give Megan Rapinoe the Courage Award. What was so courageous about stealing someone else's idea? What was so courageous about advocating for boys to be allowed to join the volleyball team? I don't know. ESPN never explained their reasoning, but it seems to me the Courage Award, it should be given to someone who stands against the crowd. Shouldn't be given to someone like Megan Rapinoe who joins the crowd. It is no secret that deacons at Woke United Methodist support athletes who use their platform to preach the good word, which is why I'm kind of confused this morning with some of the headlines that I'm seeing in the media. Headline at something called Queerty, the website, I guess, that is dedicated to the Qs and LGBTQ. Headline, Kendall Fuller is the latest NFL star busted for promoting anti-LGBT group. Okay. I didn't realize that Kendall Fuller was a star. I mean, no disrespect to him. He's a good player, but he's not what I would call a star player in the NFL. Headline at OutSports, the media outlet responsible for starting this fake outrage. Kendall Fuller supports anti-LGBT group with NFL's My Cause My Cleats. I'm sure some of you guys are wondering, Casey, what the hell is OutSports? OutSports is an offshoot of SB Nation, sites dedicated to covering athletes that taste the rainbow. Since those athletes represent a small minority, OutSports is mainly dedicated to creating fake outrage, just like they did here with Kendall Fuller. Every year around Christmas, the NFL runs their My Cause My Cleats initiative. NFL players choose their cause, and for a week, maybe 2 weeks during the regular season, players are allowed to decorate their cleats to promote their chosen cause. Some players choose to promote causes like Wounded Warriors, which helps out veterans in the military. Some choose causes that promote the importance of mental health. Kendall Fuller, who plays cornerback for the Washington Guardians, he chose to support the cause Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Now, the FCA, they have been around for almost 70 years, and the name of the group perfectly describes it. It is a fellowship of Christian athletes. If I remember correctly, I believe they even had a chapter at the high school I went to. Now, we have seen numerous athletes, numerous NFL players support the group in the past. Last year, Trey Lance supported the organization during My Cause My Cleats. But for some reason, when Kendall Fuller supported the FCA this season, it was a serious problem. Why? Reasons which OutSports attempted to describe, attempted to explain, but failed miserably. According to OutSports, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, it is a dangerous organization because the group is supposedly anti-LGBT. Now, what makes them anti-LGBT? they support traditional marriage. And when I say traditional marriage, they support holy matrimony between a man and a woman. They don't support marriage between a former man and a bearded woman. They don't support marriage between Ted and Fred. The only marriage they support is between biological male, biological female. OutSports is also bitter because the Fellowship of Christian Athletes condemns sex before marriage. Well, no shit. What a shocker. Now, I've never been a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I mean, I'm not an athlete, so I guess I'm disqualified from membership. But if I had to guess, I would imagine that the premise of the entire organization is based on the Bible. The Bible has clear standards when it comes to sex outside of marriage. The Bible also has clear standards when it comes to tasting the rainbow. OutSports is trying to frame the Fellowship of Christian Athletes as being similar to a hate group. Now, they don't come out and say it, but that's just the feeling that I got personally as I was reading this garbage. Just because you don't support something, that doesn't mean that you hate it. I don't support Dennis Allen as being the head coach of the Saints. I don't support Derek Carr as being the quarterback of the Saints. That doesn't mean I hate Derek Carr. From what I know about him, Derek Carr seems to be a loving father, loving husband, and a good Christian man. Seems like a good dude. Derek Carr is good where it matters most in life. The problem is, he's being paid hundreds of millions of dollars to be elite on the football field, and he's not. I can support Derek Carr the man while not supporting Derek Carr the quarterback. Same thing here with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Just because they don't support the LGBT lifestyle or LGBT marriage, that doesn't mean they hate LGBT people. I'm pretty sure the Bible says hate the sin, not the sinner. You might not think that the LGBT lifestyle is a sin, and that's perfectly fine. It's your right to believe that. But that doesn't mean you can trample on the rights of others for believing differently. Why is that concept so hard to understand for parishioners of Woke United Methodist? My thing is, how does Kendall Fuller wearing these cleats, how does that negatively affect anyone? Name one person who was negatively affected by Kendall Fuller wearing these cleats yesterday. I guarantee you, if he wore rainbow cleats, he would receive nothing but praise and support from the mainstream media. But wearing cleats that promote Christianity, that's no bueno. To be honest with you, OutSports, they did Kendall Fuller and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes a big favor. I watched NFL Red Zone throughout the day yesterday. You know how many times I stared at NFL players' cleats? None. Matter of fact, I didn't even know that My Cause My Cleats was taking place this week in the NFL. If OutSports didn't out Kendall Fuller, no one would have noticed. By the time I made it through most of the article, I finally realized the real reason that OutSports is calling out the NFL and Kendall Fuller. 0 NFL players are wearing cleats that support the rainbow. This is outrageous! Now we know the real reason for the fake outrage. Now we know the real reason they are criticizing the league. SB Nation is upset because there wasn't any representation of the rainbow on the field yesterday. Correct me if I'm wrong here. This is December, right? This is the holiday season. Christmas is what, 3 weeks away? The month of June has already been set aside for celebrations of Pride. Hell, if you're a fan of the NHL, the league celebrates Pride all season. It's not enough that you are given 30 days to celebrate Pride. Now you want to pretend to be upset because a quarterback on a team that no one is watching chose to promote the Fellowship of Christian Athletes instead of promoting Pride? OutSports is also bitter because Fellowship of Christian Athletes doesn't allow members of the LGBT community to hold leadership roles in their organization. First of all, if you're questioning Quentin, why would you want a leadership role in this organization? Hell, why would you even want to be a member? Why would anyone want to be surrounded by people who they don't agree with? It doesn't make any sense. I don't see GLAD recruiting Catholic priests to be leaders of their organization. Is that discrimination? No, it's common sense. I don't see deacons at First Avenue Baptist applying to be deacons at Woke United Methodist. They believe in two different faiths. This isn't that hard to understand. OutSports also criticized Kendall Fuller for belonging to a group that doesn't allow black men in leadership roles. Now, imagine my surprise when I look at the executive team at Fellowship of Christian Athletes and I see that their divisional vice president of North America, the entire continent, is a black man. You know, I don't remember seeing the same level of fake outrage when the Mr. Sisters were performing at Dodger Stadium last summer. You guys remember that? Back in May, the Dodgers, they hired the Mr. Sisters to perform at their celebration of Pride. Now, the group was heavily criticized by normal people for disrespecting the Catholic faith. Video footage leaked of one of their performances where they have some dude hanging on a cross while some other dude dances around him, doing his best impersonation of the dancing queen, Jackie Mahomes. I don't remember seeing one article in the mainstream media criticizing the Mr. Sisters. Matter of fact, the media actually criticized the Dodgers for canceling their performance. The Dodgers received so much pressure and fake outrage from the media, they ended up reversing their decision to cancel the Mr. Sisters and allowed them to perform anyway. Now, just in case you're not getting the message, just in case you don't have a clear understanding of the rules here, it is perfectly fine for athletes to support woke causes. Kneeling for the national anthem? Fine. Supporting the Rainbow Warriors? Fine. Pushing for more men to play in the WNBA? Fine. NFL players supporting Fellowship of Christian Athletes? Not allowed. But give me your thoughts on this. Washington Guardians cornerback Kendall Fuller chooses to support Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and the woke media pretends to be outraged. Now, do you think the media is outraged because an NFL player promoted the FCA? Or do you think the real source of the outrage is not having a single NFL player supporting the rainbow? You let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. I appreciate every one of you guys and your continued support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.